Hey guys, welcome to Workbox Wednesday. I'm going to show you what is on the agenda for my second grader for today. We use these little plastic, I think they're like take-home envelopes, or I don't know what they're for, but they're from Lakeshore Learning. And we use them to organize her work, her daily work, and then we just put it in this little bin that we got from Target. We've had it for a while. And this allows us to just carry this from room to room. If we're going to school in the schoolroom, great. If we want to come out into the living room, that works too. It just helps me organize it. I just refill these every night if they need to be refilled. Sometimes what is in the envelope will last a couple days depending on what it is. So I will show you what we have. All right, first up is math. Now, I don't know if I've mentioned before, but we spent a lot of time trying out math curriculums this year, and we ultimately decided two things. One, we didn't feel like Ava's first grade foundation was good enough from last year in public school to move on to second grade math. So we dropped her back into first grade math using Math Mammoth, and we have finally finished 1A and 1B. So we are now on to 2A. So she will do a selection from her workbook here, just a couple pages. It's still in the review area. And then I just printed this game from Teachers Pay Teachers. It's just to help get a little quicker with skip counting. So I just thought this would be fun. I just put in a couple little star erasers for us to use as our game pieces. And where did this come from? It does not say. I hate when their name's not right on it, because then I can't tell you. But anyway, so after she finishes her math pages in her workbook, we will play a game, just something fun. All right, next up is spelling. Okay, this is the same every single day. We do spelling UC. We're on level C, Wild Tales. And then I threw in, this is the directions because the game is too big to fit in this envelope. But we're going to play this game called Spell Trek, which is from Simply Fun. They have a lot of really fun games. And basically, can I show you? That's what the game board looks like. And there's the little pawns you move around, and you collect vowel tiles, and you complete the words. So we just are going to play that, and Wyatt will probably play with us. But I thought that would be something fun to do after we finish spelling. All right, this is writing. Writing varies almost every day what is in here. Sometimes we don't have a formal writing curriculum this year. We will next year. But this year we've just been doing bits and pieces of things. So sometimes this will be handwriting. Sometimes it might be journal writing, letter writing, kind of grammar and punctuation, that type of thing, whatever. But for Wednesday, I put in, we finished the majority of Cursive Logic, which I did a review on. We really, really loved this cursive curriculum, Cursive Logic. And all we have left are just these practice pages. So we do maybe one a week of these. So she's going to do one of these. And then she has been really into making her own little kind of comic books lately. Or really, she hasn't really been doing them full comic style. She's been doing more like wordless stories. So I thought that this would be really fun. I bought this a long time ago, and we haven't used it yet. So I thought I would let her start doing some of this so that then she can write some of her own little comic strips there. So that is what we have for writing. All right, next up is social studies. So we are using the Scott Forsman Grade 2 People and Places textbook for social studies. And the section that we are on is about our country as part of the world. So we're talking about the different continents. And one of the questions in the What Did You Learn asks you to draw a picture to show where you live. So instead of her actually drawing, I printed out this from Teachers Pay Teachers called Me on the Map. And they draw a picture of themselves, they draw a picture of their home, talk about the type of place where they live, whether it's, you know, urban or rural or suburban, and what state they live in, their country, their continent. I have to staple this, which is why it's coming apart. And then their world. So she can do that. I need to cut out Ohio, so she can cut out Ohio, really. And then what we are combining, there's a unit from Core Knowledge on kind of maps and the world. And our social studies textbook really just talks very, very generally about the continents, and the Core Knowledge one goes a little bit deeper into each continent. So I pulled a few things that will support that a little more. I don't have it right here next to me to show you. But I have just a world map here. And then I thought we could play this game. This is just a copy. I keep copies of the covers to shove in these envelopes when the games won't fit. But this is a really fun game from Lakeshore Learning called Grab and Play Game The World. We have several of these games and we really like them. And so I pulled this World Atlas sticker activity book from National Geographic. This is organized by continent. So probably I'm thinking probably we'll just do North America this week. And I also have this book on mapping North America. I don't want to drag this out too long, so we'll see how I work these in. But for sure, we will play this game and we will do this activity and read what's in the textbook. So that's social studies. All right, last up is history. This is not just for one day. This will just last until we finish the unit, which is ancient China. We're still finishing up those ancient civilizations. I can't wait to be done. But my daughter loves them, honestly, so it's fine. But I am ready to move on to some other things, but I want to be thorough with what we're studying. So let me show you what we have in here. All right, so we have the history pockets copied off to add to our book that we've been doing. And we also have an extra book on ancient China. So we will read through this. Has a lot of good information in there. And I put this in here. I need to laminate these so that I can just write on it and reuse it. But to remind me that there are a couple episodes that I want her to watch on Amazon. There's a good series called Kids Ancient History. Oops, I wrote that wrong, but that's okay. I don't know if it's called Kids. It is called Kids Ancient History with Pippo. And episodes 11 and 12 are ancient China. So I put that in there to remind me of that. I put these in here, but honestly, we tend not to read these during class. I try, but she ends up taking them and just reading them on her own. And which is one thing you don't see too much in these work boxes or little envelopes is our read-alouds and our independent reading, because we tend to do them at night. So I don't tend to show those. But anyway, these are in here just since the unit is new, but these will end up next to her bed, I'm sure. And then the other thing I have in here, excuse our messes over there. I have this Unfolding Journeys Following the Great Wall of China. And this is one of those really, really long books that like unfolds and was really fun to stretch out and look at. But I thought rather than just going through and reading this, that it would be fun to play a game. So I have a bunch of different dice that I thought we could roll and kind of make some math problems with, and whatever number, whatever the answer is, we would move to that number on the board. And I thought we could use our little chopsticks and move our little, use our chopsticks to move our little panda to whatever number, and then we'll read what's on there, that number. So that's what we have planned for ancient China, and that is everything we have for this particular day. So let me know if you have any questions. Like I said, this could last more than one day, but this and the social studies my daughter really likes, and the science. I could fill this thinking it'll last a week, and she'll want to do it all in one day. So who's to say for sure, but that's what I have in here that I'm hoping to use to cover ancient China. So Let me know if you have any questions.